It's your boy Mr Schnack, aka Mr Schnack, and I'm so glad to be back. If you know, it's already March and I haven't uploaded the video this year, and as you can see we're on a different channel as well, so shout out to WAMTEC Media UK behind the camera. Big up Tom, everybody, give him a round of applause, man. This guy has got me out here back on the YouTube screens again. This time we're coming back better in a different setup with a bang this year. We are taking over literally. So today, as you can see the mic here, if you guys know already from my other channel, Mr Schnack, make sure you subscribe. I have my Chat with Schnack segment. So I've decided to move this over with WAMTEC Media UK, and we are going to be doing Chat with Schnack on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button, and I'm going to be bringing you a lot of different talks, conversations with my friends, with people I don't know, family, and lots of different conversations to find out a bit more about life, the people I know, and stuff that I want to know. So make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, wish us well. This is Chat with Schnack, episode 1.
The voice is so.
I know,
enthusiasm.
But nah, how are you, my bro?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Man,
It's been a minute though.
This has been one of them episodes that I should have done a long time ago, but like we always say, life and
Of course.
everything that happened, it's happened for a reason.
Of course.
Now, and even better than before, in a different setup.
I'm in here.
Location pattern.
That my vibe.
I know. But before we
Nice
get
vibe.
into all of that, Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Do you see that the Dr.
I loved it,
Umar
man.
situation?
The
The Dr. Umar situation.
Oh yeah, he's a hater.
Definitely.
He's a hater. But do you know it is? I always say this because I've got I used to do the whole Black history, just trying to study it before I knew myself as a person. Trying to study, I think I was around 20, and then what I tend to figure out is, like, let's say for example you teach like 10 man, or 10 people might. You'll have a few people, for example, that will understand it and implement, implement it, and then other people that will, oh my god, so we're kings, we're gods, do you get what I mean? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's not supposed to move like that. That's what Dr. Umar Johnson is. You know what I mean? And
he doesn't understand. Man was just like, speaking in British, like.
But he's speaking in an
American accent. I was just like, this guy's lost.
Tell him to go learn Chui or something.
Chui or whatever. Like, I guarantee you can't speak any language apart from English.
100%.
Like,
100%.
I don't even know. Lockdown ending June 21st.
I think it's a lie, but
I can't lie, so do I.
I think we've got 2 years. Well, I think we've got until the end of the year, but we'll have
end of the year to normality.
That's what I think personally, but I don't know at the same time, because after a while I think, don't trust what they say, for example. But when it comes down to, say for example, the vaccine and all of that sort of stuff,
Will you take the vaccine?
I don't agree with it, but at the same time I feel like there's people that have taken it. Some people haven't had too much bad side effects. I know a few people that have taken it and they seem to be fine. I know people that have taken it and it might be a bit shaky. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be real. I think I heard a Jamaican guy say this, where he said, let the people them take it first and then we'll take it after. He's smart, do you get what I mean? So I feel like that might be what the vibe is.
Do you know, I think I might end up taking it, but purely based on the work aspect, because of travelling and.
I'm the same. I'm the exact.
Yeah, so travelling.
I'm overthinking it, but I shouldn't, because I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna have to end up taking it, like, if you want to move out or whatnot.
But I just advise people to just read up on what you're taking.
Is,
Because a lot of the time, for example, we don't know what we're actually taking. Some people are just oblivious to most of these things, so they don't really want to move correctly. But I feel like, know the stuff that you're putting in your body, and at the same time, someone did say, most people smoke, most people do all of these other stuff, for example, and they haven't died yet. So
the vaccine might not kill you off anyway, type of thing.
Yeah, so
that's mad. But how have you been, man?
I've been good, alhamdulillah, man. I can't even complain, man. I feel I think this is the most understanding time of my life. I don't think, because of music, for example, music's kind of gone slow as well for I think a lot of people. So I feel like now it's allowed me to kind of sit there and think to myself, okay, I want to do this, or let me try. I do a lot of creative stuff, so writing a book, writing scripts. I think it's
not writing scripts. Is
I'm doing my thing, innit? But yeah, I'm trying to jump back into
diversify
my creative side, and just take it a bit more serious, because I feel like I put so much effort into music for so many years, and sometimes when you do too much of that, you yourself get tired of it.
Do you lose love for it, type of thing?
I don't think I'll ever lose love, because what tends to happen with me is I'll get bored, and then I'll go studio and then I'll write something and I'm like, oh, think I should do it. You know what I mean? But then the truth of the matter is, it's just balance.
Yeah.
It's like school. We don't do science the whole day, and then do it on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and we switch it up. Moderation. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's what's kind of happened. But I only realized this during COVID as well. So I think that's the blessing in it.
That's crazy, because I guess I can relate to that in terms of basketball. So I went through a phase where I came back from America and I was like, I want to play again. But where I was playing basketball Monday to Sunday, coming back here and playing basketball twice a week, I was like, nah, this ain't it. So
you was too good though, man.
Bro, it was peak. It was peak.
The slam dunks, I was scared,
man.
I thought he was going to break the screen. You get me?
So I went through that phase and it was just like, I don't really want to play for a bit. And then when I started playing again, my lord, I was like, why did I stop?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what sometimes you need to, because I tell people this all the time. No one does the same thing all the time. It doesn't naturally. It doesn't even make sense. Do you get what I mean? But at the same time, what I think, and we don't get taught these things when we're young, for example. But when you've got a dream, for example, nothing's wrong with going hard and hammer it. But at the same time, you need some time off. Or to do something else, just to take your mind off it, because sometimes you can mentally stay there. Yeah, I mean, I feel like for so long, even down to me with music, I've mentally stayed there for a very long time. To the point where you might get upset with someone, but it's not even an upset situation. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Talk to me about like the music aspect. Like, where did it start? Like, because for me, growing up, you're the older cousin that, oh my god, my cousin spits. He's a rapper. Like, this is amazing. Like, how was it for you? And where did it even start? Like, because I think I saw one video. I think you reposted the other day of your friend at MPK. Pulled you to the side. Was like, you can spit, innit?
You drew me out.
And it was like, so where did that come from? And like, how did you know that that was something that you could do?
It's like basketball. Like, we tried it out, and I actually did it in school. Like, randomly, like, in the playground in school, I used to just spit with my friends, joke thing. I even got, like, you see, remember More Fire Eye?
Yeah.
So I wrote out all the lyrics, and then switched it up and what I would say. And that's how I got my flow. So this is why I think, even flow-wise, for example, I think I'm very good at it. Because I literally just put too much emphasis on trying to become the best at it. Like, even down to the whole Skippy thing. I'm listening to Eminem, I'm listening to Busta Rhymes, but they were too far. They're like in America. Whereas when it comes down to over here, Wiley, the Kanos, the Dizzy Rascal, so D-double-E. That was my favourite MC. Double S, D-double-E.
Now it's making sense.
So he kind of gave me the first energy where it's like, cool, try it like this. Because to me, it's a form of expression. I feel like music, to me, I don't have to argue with people.
Wait, was he doing this at home? Because I'm trying to think about how I would have imagined it. Like, did the parents know? Did your brothers know?
No. When they found out it's what I want to do, they weren't taking it serious, and they're thinking, "What are you doing? That you're just wasting your time." But at the same time, my brothers knew.
So you come home and spit?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy!
I stress you the most.
Oh,
but at the same time, remember, it's like, because we're young and everything, it's like, imagine you come home, you're just playing basketball, but they don't know you're amazing at it. I don't even know I'm good at spitting. But then when I'm going to school, the flow is just making sense, and everyone's just like, man, the flow's cold. Do you get what I mean? So I'm like, okay, let me take this more serious. So I started doing talent shows, all of them sort of stuff.
Talent shows as well?
Fam, I remember I snuck out. I snuck out the yardie at like 10 p.m. I put a pillow in my bed. You get me?
I don't think, for people that don't understand where we've grown up, this is crazy, because the way our parents were, especially back then.
No, but bear in mind, I'm just like, you see, when I like something, at the time anyway, I'm very mischievous, like, so it's like, my second name is Bazanye, innit? So I'm playful with it, innit? So if I like something, I'm like, I have to do this. And in my head, it's the blessings on the other side of, you get me? Like, so let me sneak out. I put a pillow in the bed.
How old at this point?
I'm like 13, 14.
Crazy.
Yeah, but you're a kid, innit? Everything's like play center. Do you get what I mean? So my room's on the second floor. Me and Biscuits hop the what's it called? Jump down, gone to where we're coming back. So we've gone to where we're going, come back. Ashraf's climbing the thing. I'm like, why are you taking so long? He's opened the door, my dad's there. You get me? So we're going through all of that. But in my head, I'm like, and this is what I love about, like, when eventually after a while, once I got to where I needed to get to, it was all worth it. Do you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes, for example, the no is the reason that you're gonna push more.
Keep going, yeah.
Whereas if I get told yes, it's kind of complacent a bit. I'm gonna be real. Like a lot of the time that I have been told yes with certain stuff, I'm comfortable. I'm like, if people told me I'm the best, for example, I'm like, cool. I don't need to write 16. Yeah. Whereas sometimes my whole career has kind of been based on the stuff that don't do this. Yeah, don't do this. But the blessings, that's where they come from. For me anyway. I don't know about everyone else.
And in that, I can say 100%. You may not even know that at the time, but you inspired so many, including myself, type of thing. Because it was one of them ones where, especially because we don't, it's the same way people probably look at my life and they don't see what's happening inside. They only see from the outside.
100%.
From the outside, we're like, wow, like
it's a mad thing, isn't
it? He's meeting this and this person. Like, this is crazy. He must. We're not even thinking about parents at that point. Like, I'm just thinking, this is crazy. He's doing something that I thought only Ugandans do back home. Like, he's not on the CDs. Like, he's on YouTube. You know
and
what I mean?
this, I'm gonna be real. To me, remember, I got sent to Uganda.
Yeah.
So when I come back, in my head, it was I need to do something.
Wait, when you got sent back, was it behaviour then? At that point?
Remember, I was in school. I got kicked out of school.
Okay.
So I got kicked out of school. I was not in school for like 2 months, and I think they were having the conversation of, because they didn't even tell me I was going. They scammed me. You know what I mean? Like they basically said to me, "Oh, you're gonna go there, and then your brother's gonna come back. Your brother's gonna come, and then you both are gonna come back." And I've got there. I've got a phone call of, we can't get you a school. Yeah. You might have to go Lugazi mixed. You get me? Mate. I've gone Lugazi mixed. I started crying. After the first week, I had to man up. Yeah. And then I just rid my time.
Do you think Uganda kind of shaped you then?
I've calmed me down, man. Do you know what it is? I think over here, it's like, it's play centre. So over here, you're just thinking I could do what I want. That's practically what the energy is.
Were you spitting in Uganda as well?
I was writing, but I wasn't spitting because no one understands what I'm saying. In this fact, I'm telling man, yeah, 1 diggity, 2 diggity, 3, yeah. Like, but But one youth, wanted to rap because I think he was from America, and then he wanted to rap, so he's listening to like a lot of my raps and saying, "Oh, the flow's dope," and you know what I mean. So from there, I was just like, "Cool, I just can't wait to go to London." Do you know what I mean? And once I got back to London, I was like, "I'm gonna
How long was you out there for?
365 days precisely, fam. I wrote it down.
Yeah, every day.
I was doing tallies.
And you know what's crazy? Especially growing up, we would have never even noticed that you left. Because we were young at the time. Yeah. So seeing that, it's like, oh wait, but she went to Uganda.
Yeah,
crazy.
Where is
like,
do
you know what I mean? Like, type of thing. Because it kind of went from, especially growing up, it kind of went from, was at your house every weekend, studying. And then there was like that time gap. And then everyone's older. Yeah. Like there was no in between type of thing.
And even down to, I think the only people I spoke to when I was in Uganda, I spoke to Shoka. Yeah. And I spoke to Fahad and Ashraf. Everyone else, it was just my mum and my dad. And I had a girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
And those are the only, I think, 4 or 5 people. Yeah. Everyone else, they heard from me when I got
girlfriend
back.
From here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she kept doing it for the whole year?
I did it. I'm gonna be very honest, I did wrong. Okay. Basically, I've gone there, she's on the phone to me. It's like being in jail, for example, and your girl's riding for you, yeah? You've come back and you want to drop her out. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. But I'm going to be real, out of all the girlfriends I've ever had, she was the realest one.
Fair.
Till this day.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, large up Leslie still. You get me? But yeah, the realest one, do you get what I mean? So I feel like, but this is life at the time. Remember, you're young. Yeah. These are life lessons. Because bear in mind that if I look at it now, for example, I'm basically in jail, I can't do nothing, so I have to talk to her. Whereas when you come here, it's like, oh my God, money here, rad, more girls, and all of these other things, for example, that make you think, alright, cool, you might be making the right decision for yourself, but till this, even down to this day, me and her are friends.
Oh,
you know
that's good.
Yeah, she's
proper there, man.
Yeah, she's real. She's the realest.
Okay, so then how about, we've gone there now. From Day, was that even the first one?
That was my first. No, that was the first song that took me to where I needed to get to. Okay. Because I always say, for example, you do modeling, for example, yeah. You could do one photo shoot, yeah.
That one's one that blows.
But then you just did bare stuff in between. And this is one thing I do give you, for example. You put in work, like you go hard. Yeah. But there's gonna be that one thing, for example, where it's gonna send you. You're even gonna be like, nah, I didn't even know this was what's gonna happen.
Facts. Okay, cool. You're right. Putting in that perspective, it makes sense. So what was the first one then?
The first one...
Did you have like a mixtape EP or...?
So From Day came off the Money's the Motive mixtape. And From Day was the first song, because even down to me, I'm going to be real, how everything went, and this is when I know when God's involved sometimes, no one can stop it. From Day, the video idea wasn't even the video idea I wanted.
Mad.
I didn't even like the video as much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. Yeah. In my head, what I saw was a movie.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the thing, I just ran with it. But went number 3 on channel, aka Channel U, I think. Did well, man. Like, fam, I'm not gonna lie, that changed my life. I'm getting bursaries. I'm getting 10 grand here. I'm getting fam, my PRS itself. I remember one time my PRS was like, I think 2 grand or 4 grand.
Damn.
And you get PRS.
I didn't even know PRS was a thing back then as well.
Fam, I enjoyed PRS more than back then.
Serious.
You know when you see 4 grand in your account, and you're like, you're thinking it's fake.
Yeah.
So you wait for the next one.
Yeah.
And then you see like 3 grand, and you're like, you know,
and you just kept monthly.
Every single time for like a good 2-3 years.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what? How did Pops and Marge take that?
No, that's when I was allowed to do it.
Before
that, it was on Kuchi, like, you're not doing it.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real. Like, I was so troublesome. I remember I went Cornell.
Yeah, I know.
For the first year. Second year, they think I'm going there. I'm not going there.
Yeah.
I'm going studio.
Yeah.
But the way they found out my dad's gone to
the college.
Yeah, for parents' evening. They said he hasn't been in since the beginning of term.
Yeah.
My dad was on my neck. You get me? I got kicked out the yard, everything. Do you get me?
Man.
But one thing I always say, for example, when you love something that much, for example, because I knew why I'm doing it. I knew my intention was right, trying to do it. Do you get what I mean? And when everything started going good, that's when I was like, and I'm not the person, I don't do I told you so and all that. I just know what my mission is and what I'm trying to do. I've been like that from young. So,
do you know, even in you saying that, you remind me of myself, but you also remind me of someone that's the oldest in their family, but you're not. Because of the things that you're doing, which is crazy. Like, because in that same story, I had kind of similar as well. When I was pursuing basketball, Mum was not having a bar. Like,
because they want the best for us.
Yeah, like,
their intention's very pure.
Books. And obviously, fair enough, especially back then, there's not much people that you see make it doing things outside, especially
we're the first.
Home. Like, we're the first to do what we're doing.
This is why I'm not even hard on myself.
Yeah.
Because not in a bad way, and I say this to people all the time, a lot of people are not going to come off the porch the way we did.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it. Like, when people try to tell me certain things, for example, I don't mind, but if you come off the porch with me, then I understand what you're talking about. But if you're not and you're just basically talking from the sidelines, it sounds good, but I'm in the game tired.
You've been
running
there,
up and down, you know what I mean? So
and you started, example for me, from, I'm talking inspiration from even what hairstyles I'm now doing.
Yeah, funny,
type of thing. Like, I'm like,
I've gone back to the normal thing now.
Like, I'm just like, I can do this now.
Yeah,
like, I've got
but let me show you something. We're the risk takers. And the risk takers, to me, I don't care what anyone says. The risk takers get what the people that are playing it safe ain't gonna get, fam. And no one can hate me for that as well. Because when it goes wrong, we really feel it. And when it goes right, we really feel it as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I always say. Like, don't get twisted. I always say, it's like school, for example. I didn't finish. But at the same time, most of the blessings I got, my brethren finished school, studying like music and everything to do what I'm doing already. I've just got the experience in it. Do you get what I mean? So that's what I believe a risk taker is.
Even in life, like nowadays jobs, you need experience irrespective
of what you're doing. They prefer experience over the grades, fam. Yeah, 100%.
So it's crazy, like. And even in that, going back to before I was getting to America, my parents didn't even know like the proper struggles of what I needed to do to get my visa. I failed my first interview in London.
No, you're lying.
Bro, when I mean I think I'm 18 at the time. Need to get my visa. I'm dipping in December. This is October, November. The next appointment is usually like 2-3 months away. The only place I can get my appointment is in Ireland. Bro,
so you went all the way to Ireland?
I went to Ireland, but they didn't
know.
know.
I read that.
They didn't
but
know.
You wanted it.
Yeah, but I wanted it bad. I went to Ireland. I don't even think I had peas. I only had money for the ticket to get me there and back and my passport. I slept at the airport, bro. I was even willing to walk from the airport to the embassy.
I rate you though, man. Do you know what it is? Because I'm going to be real. People think I'm crazy, yeah? Like, this is the first time I'm even going to say it, yeah? It's not even that deep, but it's deep. When my pops passed, yeah, and I came back from Uganda, I remember, because when he passed away, it hurt me. Proper, like, I'm going to be real, I wasn't the same guy. Like, I'm playing, like, cool, but I'm not. Do you get me, yeah? So then when we've gone Uganda, obviously, the energy, you see the whole family, everything, and then they kind of just reassure you energy-wise, innit? So when I've come back, I remember I didn't have no money to my name, like, no nothing at the time, yeah? And then, basically, from my yard, you know where Black Horse Road is?
Yeah.
I've asked, because I had a studio session. Look how God works as well. Had a studio session and I was supposed to get Jamie on a tune.
Yeah.
So, but the studio's like walking distance. It's an hour and a half.
Wait, this is Style and Flows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking distance is an hour and a half. Yeah. This is before I've done it.
Yeah.
Walking distance is an hour and a half, and driving wise it's like 10 minutes.
That's what's crazy.
I phoned every single person in my phone book that drives, saying I need to go studio because the energy I've got now, I'm not gonna have it again. I need to bang out songs for the next month before I get distracted. Everyone's airing me. That was this is so what and they get me all of that. I'm like, I'm not gonna go. And I was like, I looked at my feet. I was like, you know, time, but something in me just told me time, but like, you can't like don't fold, fam.
Yeah.
Wallahi, fam, man left my yard, White Hart Lane, and I walked to Black Horse Road, fam, and I got that Jamie tune done, fam.
And it banged.
And then that's when things started picking up. So that's when I realized always go the extra mile. This is another thing that I teach, like most of the kids that are coming up, for example. Don't be scared to go the extra mile because the blessings are in the extra mile. Do you get what I mean? Imagine, say for example, I just folded and I would have stayed in my room, and then the next day would have come. Everyone's still saying no. I would have stayed. Next thing you know, it's a month. Whereas when I walked, for example, I remember I did that during that month. I did that like 3 times just because I needed to get it done. And just being real, no one else is gonna do it for you. Everyone else, they're gonna say all of this, this, that.
So then, what inspired you then? What got you out besides that? Like, what other motivations did you have to do?
It was my dad, man. No, but you know, it is. I've always remember this. Like, I've always been one of them guys that I can't do it the normal way because when I do it the normal way, I personally believe people can dictate it, or people could tell me, okay, do it like this or whatever, which is fine. I don't even judge anyone for it. But I've always got to a point where my blessings are personally for me. So my extra stuff is what's gonna get me more blessings. You feel me? But that's just something that I just learned along the way of life. I could have did life the way everyone else does it, for example, and just chilled. But this is why I say, for example, I believe it gives me my power, my specialty. Do you know what I mean?
No, I definitely rate that.
Yeah, love. But that's why when you're sleeping at the airport and that, it's the same thing.
They don't know, like, bro, you know what made it worse, So after I've gone to the embassy, because I failed the first time, I knew what to expect type of thing.
Of course.
So I've gone there and they've said I've passed. But they've took my passport.
Okay.
So
taking it.
Yeah, they've taken my passport because they have to stamp it and they send it back to you.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I've got money for the Uber back. I haven't even eaten. I didn't eat.
That's what I'm on.
Like, you know
That's what I'm on.
So I didn't even eat, and I'm just like, wait, I have no passport. How am I gonna get back on the plane? These are all things that I'm scared of. But I have my license. They're like, yeah, domestic flight, you just use your license. I checked quickly on the internet. I was like, rare. But all these things people don't take into account. Like, they only see the other side. That man's balling, man, doing that. I want to be like you. I want to be like you. Like,
but the hard work, no one wants to do it.
No one wants to do it.
And then on top of that, this is the only thing that I don't like what people do as well. Back with Jelly guy as well. In the middle of it, do you know what it's like? Me and Shaka talk about it all the time. And this is why sometimes you have to stay away from people until you get it done. Basically, people, it's like going to a changing room in like a Zara or something, for example. But then people are watching you change. Do you get what I mean? So they're like, why is his legs smaller than the other one? And all of that, for example. But then when you get changed, they're like,
the outfit looks.
They're gonna make it seem like it's minor, but you can't change in front of people though. Do you get what I mean? We've got to a point where in life, for example, and this is a metaphor, in life, we can change in front of people. Do you get what I mean? Whereas some people, for example, they have to go away and then come back and this and that. But I've learned, for example, some people don't appreciate you changing in front of them as well. Do you get what I mean? Because I've always had this thing, for example, I give it to my little brothers and sisters where I let you see my good and bad times. Because I feel like if I don't show you that, you're going to think it's just magic.
Do you know what? That's one thing I think I'm going to take from today as well. I've always wondered, because you see my little brothers as well, like, and always finding that way to articulate that, you know what, not every day is going to be sweet.
100%.
And that's crazy. Going back to what you said before, this generation isn't going to see what it took for us to get to where we are. Because my brother now, he plays ball. He's not going to understand what I did.
I see him sometimes.
He's just seen it like, like I'm just doing this.
Thinks it's normal, isn't it?
Like,
when you're dunking and he's like, nah, I'm going to run it as well.
He doesn't see that we had to do all these late shifts and this, that and other. And it's crazy. Like, do you ever feel like the pressures to succeed at any point or nah? Or how is it for you?
Always. I think with the pressures though, I think you have to want it. Like, I think I've wanted music so bad, for example, the stuff I've gone through in music, I don't even wish on other people, fam.
Damn.
Like, on a deeper one, like, I'm going to be real, like, some of your friends don't like you after a while. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's sometimes it becomes a lonely road. Do you get what I mean? Have you ever been...
Actually, I think I'm there now, because I'm ghost. No one's ever going to hear from me, but I'm working behind
Of course.
And sometimes people don't understand that. You do one little thing and it's like, oh yeah, maybe me and you isn't a thing type of thing, and it's really not that deep. Like,
my thing is this: if you was my dog, the same way you think I've got your number, you've got my number, fam.
Facts.
And if you can message me, it's like me, pre like this. Me and you don't talk all the time.
Yeah.
I know you're busy doing your thing, but when we do talk, you would think we're still 40 years old, fam. I swear to you. So that's why I always say to people, for example, people can't fool me with that whole guilt trip and this and that. I've done it when I was younger. I always say the bosses are my mum and dad. And from you get me, they gave me the energy and this and that. No one outside can tell me anything.
Can tell you different.
How? Do you get what I mean? So
you know, I'm the same way. When I hear, like, especially in what we do, I feel like we're probably the biggest ones that are doing it in the Ugandan community here. So the stuff we do is practically looked down upon. So
they think it's easy.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, why I be what he did. Just think, if you're not my mum or dad, I really don't care.
Be woody and I see be woody.
Yeah, like in here, out there.
100%. Because I always say not in a bad way. Or what? Because there's one brother, for example, in Enzi, that I remember one time he's like to me. No, he done a female thing behind my back, innit, where he's told my brethren, oh, I'm better than double and rare, this and that. And then what I did, I just stopped talking to him, and then I just observed. Cool. Like, you go try it as well. It didn't come back the way he thought, do you get me? And then after that, I dropped the Bond song. Do you get me? The one that I just dropped recently on the beach,
Banging.
God is great, God is great.
But you've had, and that's the thing, it's crazy. I wish life is, at this point, is almost like TikTok. Everyone's waiting for that viral moment, but you never know when it's going to come.
Do you know where this is what's happened. This new generation's made it easier for everyone to think, I can just click my fingers and it's overnight. They don't know that when you've been in the game for long enough, you know it's just moments. So I always say, alright, cool. Like, I got this trick and I'm just gonna tell everyone in it. I try to make like 4 moments in a year. I'll do bare stuff, but I just need 4 specific moments. So even if I get 1 of those, God is still great. If I get 2 of those, it's amazing.
Crazy. I feel like we have the same head.
We do. You just need to phone my phone. Everyone else don't get you. Now it's up to get that. You get me? But so that's where my whole thing is. For example, as long as I can do that, for example, the rest of it, I'm not really too fussed. And then everyone else that's just talking, I always say bench players. But you're not on the pitch though. The only reason you think I'm tired is because I'm on the pitch running. I'm doing the 90 minutes on the pitch. You're on the bench talking bare stuff. But you've never stepped on the pitch. I love
that. I love
it's
that.
Facts, fam. It's facts. And this is why, even down to me, sometimes people think like, because I'm the most calmest person, I'll give everyone the gems, everything. But then when I start hearing the little bickers, for example, I'm like, but you're not in the field though. Do you get me? It sounds good. It sounds cute.
You don't really know it.
You get me? So that's the point that I tell everyone, for example, if you're going to have a big mouth as well, make sure you're on the pitch. I don't mind
back
that.
It up.
I don't mind that, because then you'll understand me.
Yeah, because that was always my thing. Like, it was always like, when I hear this person said this person said that. If you're doing it and you're doing it well, cool, calm. I got nothing to say to you.
Of
you know
course,
what I mean?
of course.
I'm just staying in my lane. But the thing is, you're not.
So why are we even having the convo?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're having the convo with yourself.
Oh man,
you're going back and forth with yourself, fam.
Life, man. People, but haters, isn't it?
But even down to hate, you need the hate, because to me, I think the hate shows you you're doing something.
That's kind of like when you said the yes would have made you complacent. And no is part of the haters as well.
Of course. And sometimes, for example, it's like most of our parents, for example, they're not saying no because they don't love you. They want to see the best for you. But even that, the reason it's a drive, because to me it shows me, oh, no one in our families did this before. Do you get what I mean?
And that's risk.
That's my thing, where that's what drove me, because I saw everything else and I was like, I get it and I can potentially do it, but it's like school, for example. When I'm getting good grades and then I start being disruptive in the class and everything here, it's because that might just be a tad bit easy for me. Whereas the music one, I never like played in it. I always took it serious when I'm making the songs. When I'm doing drama, creativity, I take creativity serious.
I think that's one thing I would always say, like, even in life now, or even for people that want to become parents, or even back to my parents when we talk, I'm always just like, sometimes, the no is good in terms of it will inspire you, but sometimes that little yes is that little drive that your child or whoever needs to push them over the edge. So one thing I always say, big up to my pops. Like,
that's my guy.
Like every time I needed like that little bit of support,
he's a real one still.
Come to my games, like and stuff like that made a big difference. And whatever I was doing in my career, he was just always there. And those little small moments, like, it wasn't the yes in the beginning. It was like, oh, make sure you focus on your book. That was his thing. If you can't fail, if you give 110%,
of course,
it's practically impossible.
Fam, let me show you something. I learned this theory of anything you push at, If you've got a ball, for example, and it's got like little cubes, for example, that go through it, and you push it long enough, something comes out the other side. It has to.
Yeah, by force.
It's the laws of nature,
your
fam.
4 moments.
Yeah, fam.
It's gonna happen.
Do you know what it is? Even down to you could do more than 4, but the 4 specific ones can change your life. So even down to me, sometimes I might slack, but I'm gonna be real. I'm a person, for example, I got this thing where I have to be an executor. I don't care about the in-betweens. To me, I call it algebra. It's too much stuff that you're trying to cram into your head, or forget all of that.
Yeah.
Let's make it very simple, for example, and just push. And everything's about execution. If no one's talking to you about execution, they might just be blagging. Do you get me? Or just talking for the sake of talking. Find the execution. Go straight to the point. Straight to the direct source. Do you get what I mean?